Hello, this is Danny from Danny Design Studio, and this is the Christmas class in a box. And we're going to be making 5 designs. This is 25 for 25 Christmas collection, and these are one of them. And we're going to be going through each one one by one. Basically, we have somebody new starting, so I'm going to go through it all in real time. So for those of you who know what you're doing, you may just want to flip to the end. This is the last card we're doing, the 3D Christmas tree one. So and the other ones are fairly straightforward. So let's start with the first one. Now in your pack you've got a larger pack than usual in your pizza box style box, and what I've done is that I've packed it in the order that the PDF comes in. So this is your first card, the snowflakes second, and so on and so on. The last bit, which is the A4 green card, underneath that is some dimensionals and glue dots and some spare DSP. And you may want to make some more cards with that. So let's get started on the trimming the crown one. And I love this DSP paper. It's just so lovely and bright. So in your card, this is the design we're going to make. In your card, you've got a piece of cardstock. You've got 4 pieces of 6x6. You've got a little disc. Well, you've got 5 of this in total. I'm just showing you a sample of one. And don't forget, you've got the 5 envelopes and you've got the 5 inserts as well. So that will go inside your card. So we're just going to fold that together. Just get my bone folder. And I haven't folded it. I've just cut it and scored it. So when you've finished, you've got your insert will fit exactly in there. And then obviously you might want to do your sentiment on the white insert before you put it in. I always do that because sometimes if you do make a mistake, you haven't ruined the whole card. You just ruined a white piece of paper, but you can always use the other side. So, right, so looking at this, you've got, according to the PDF, you will need a 3x3 from one of these. So I've given you stars and I've given you trees. I've given you sentiments and I've given you one other DSP. This is of people. But I've used the stars here. I'm going to use the trees for this one I'm going to make. So you do need a trimmer. So 3x3 is line it up and find out where the 3-inch mark is. Remember that your DSP is a directional paper with the trees. So, and from one piece you can get 4, and then obviously you might have to use your stars for the other one. So then I've got my piece of card base and I'm going to put that on there, and then my disc, I'm going to make sure that I put this to the top of here, because here is, I'm going to hide this little bit with the actual house. Now I've fussy cut the house out, and then I'm going to show you how to do the tree. Fussy cutting is just doing the cutting yourself. It's not a die cut. So with fussy cutting, you need a good pair of snips. Now I do sell these snips and I do recommend this because it's nice and small to hold. It's got pointed tip and it's just easy rather than, I've got these big scissors but I use those for boxes and things. But if you hold the paper in your hand, You need a little tiny white border. It's easier to have a small little white border. And then you're not going to move your scissors. You're going to move the paper or the piece of paper or card that you're cutting. So you can see that I'm actually moving the paper rather than I'm moving the scissors. It's quite therapeutic, really. So it's quite a simple card. You're then going to mount this on. Now this paper I love it. It's got all these lovely sentiments. It's got it in German and French, and obviously you've got some sentiments that have the English. So I am going to use, not the green, I'm going to use the red. There'll be enough English sentiments for you to choose from, but I just thought it would be nice to just cut it out. Instead of, or you could use a sentiment, whatever you like, or you could use this as a background. It is just lovely, lovely paper, nice and bright, very different really. So I'm going to use red because that will brighten the whole thing up. So then I'm going to mount it on my card, and I'm going to use the Tombow wet glue. The Tombow wet glue is, it dries clear and it's non-toxic, and it has got another larger area here for larger pieces of gluing, but I tend to just stick to this bit. So stick all that down. I'm going to pop it there. Then your white disc is going to go there. I'm going to pop it near the top, and I'm leaving sort of the similar side, similar amount of space on that side. Whoops. With the Tombow it's quite nice because you've got a little bit of wiggle room. It does dry eventually. You've got a few seconds though. Now with this house I'm going to put flat, but then the tree is going to be on dimensional, so it looks like it's in front of the house. And also the piece, the little sentiment I'm going to put on dimensionals as well. So you have got a little pack of dimensionals in your box. It should be at the base of your box. And I've cut these dimensionals so that they go onto here a bit better, otherwise they're a bit big. And then this is a take your pick tool, which is really handy when you've got little fine sequins or gems, or in this case dimensionals. So I'm just going to pop that onto there. So this is raised up, gives it a bit of dimension, and then the tree is going to go in front of the house. And that's it really. Very simple. And I've given you some gems. The gems are really lovely ones. They're from the Trimming the Town, but I haven't got any of those left, so I'm just using some little white ones, and it looks like stars really. So that's that. That's the first one. So I'm going to put that to one side, clear my table, and then the next one is the lovely snowflake one. Got Okay, so this is the one we're going to be making. So I'll put that there and then you can see it. So in your little stash that I've given you, you've got a lovely little glittery piece in balmy blue. Now, because all the DSP is all different colours, you may think, well, it doesn't actually go, like, for example, it wouldn't really go greatly with that one, but it does go quite well with this or that. But one side of the DSP will be something that you could use it with, but you don't have to use it either. So just going to score our card, score and use our bone folder, and then again I've cut that 3 by 3 and I'm going to mount that on here, and it's the same principle. You don't have to cut it because you've been given more than more DSP than you need, so I've just, in order to make use of all the DSP, I've cut it 3 by 3 and put it to one side. I put my sentiment on directly on the card as well, but I'm not going to do that here today. I'm just going to put all this together so that you can see really. So pop that on there. And then this is the snowflake that I used. I'm going to use with the glittery one. So you can either put a glue dot or you can put a little bit of Tombow. Now the Tombow does come out, if it's a new Tombow, it comes out quite, quite a lot initially. And it's just nice to just put a little bit in the middle. You don't have to put it all on because then you've got a little bit of sort of 3D effect. And as long as it's stuck in the middle, it can go there. Got a spare one of those, and I've got another star. Star? No, a snowflake. And then there's another little one. Now what is nice that I would recommend at Christmas is the little sort of glittery pen, the glimmer pen, which I think is really nice. So it's just randomly popping them everywhere, and you can do whatever you prefer really. And then this lovely glittery ribbon. Make a little ribbon and pop that on as well. It's quite stiff, this ribbon, and it takes shape quite well. That's nice and sparkly. Now I can't do a ribbon, typical. I'm going to pop that there. You could do it with a glue dot actually. It'll take a little while to dry. And then take your pick tool with these lovely little gems. They're so lovely and sparkly and blue. Oops. It's quite nice. And that's that one. Those two. So that's your second one They're quite quick, and you sort of want quick ones at Christmas time. You don't want to be hanging around doing a really complicated one, otherwise you'll just get fed up and bored. So then I think we've got this one. Let me just check on the PDF. Yes. So it's then the gleaming lovely papers that you've got here. So this is the one that we're going to be doing, or something similar. I haven't got that sentiment, but you've got a card base that you're gonna has already been scored. You're just going to burnish and fold it. So then you've got, I think, 6 papers or 3 papers or something like that, that should complement each other. And you then take 2 strips, whatever it says on the PDF, I think, 5 3/4 times 2 inches. And then we're going to put that, overlap that on here. You might be given the Pretty Peacock paper, Pretty Peacock card instead of the Night of Navy, because it depends on what colour your DSP is, because it's just a selection, and whatever goes, I've given you whatever goes with your paper. So that then sticks on here. So I'll overlap them slightly. A little bit over. I've not cut it right. A little bit over there as well. If I've given you the right measurements, use your bone folder to smooth it down. And then you've got this lovely die here that's a cream, and I haven't raised it up the dimensionals, that's flat against the card, so a bit of glue. That on there. Right, so then you've got these lovely baubles. This is die cuts. Now what I've done with some gold thread is you sort of get the dimensionals ready, because what you're going to do is you're going to, these are raised up, so you're going to pop these on there and make sure that that is going to hide it, but that is going to take your twine, your gold twine, and it's going to stick on there underneath the baubles. So you take your twine and then you wrap it around your finger, sort of 2 or 3 times, and sort of splay it out a little bit. And I'm just going to get rid of that bit there. So then lay it on your card, and so that is stuck. But you're going to make it sort of splayed out a little bit more on your card until you're happy with it. I'm then going to cut it, and I'm going to put another dimensional down there. And that's going to go there. Now it's not sticking, so I'm going to put another one underneath. Doesn't want to stick. That should stick now. And then this can either go behind, so you've got a bit of, so one's in front of the other sort of thing. You could do, oops, do that. And then I've got a little sentiment that can go wherever you like it to go, really. And I've got that one there, but I think I've given you something like this. So I'm going to put that on dimensionals as well. And I haven't got any gilded gems out, but you can jazz it up with some gems like I have here. Maybe I was going to put one there and a couple in there. So that's your third one. So they don't take that long, which is quite handy. So then we've got, oh, this lovely little Christmas tree. Now the last two are sort of a bit more complicated, but I think they're really, really lovely as well. So this is the card that we're going to be doing. It's got a lovely little 3D shape to it. When it's in the actual envelope, it folds flat, so which is quite handy, and then you can just splay it out so it looks like that. So I haven't got any, this is shaded spruce cardstock. I haven't got any of that left, so I'm going to use this, which is garden green. Now this is the plaid. You might have the plaid and the pretty peacock cardstock, or you've got the shaded spruce with a few of these 6x6, and that colour is the shaded spruce, and that's why that picks that colour up. But I'm going to go along with this colour, the red, because my tree is green. My little scalloped edge is red, and that will go with that. So I've already cut this to size, so I'm going to get my twine. Now the twine, as you can see in the picture, is going around the DSP, so I'm going to take enough that will go round the DSP. I want a double one. So I'm going to, you can, if you haven't got double-sided tape, you can use sellotape, but I'm using double-sided tape. I'm going to put that there and one piece there. This is sort of tear and tape, it's called, and it will stick to it. The wet glue won't really do the job properly, so it's probably best if you haven't got any tear and tape, then use sellotape and double it. So you're going to put one on there, put the other one on there, and that will stick down, and then go across. When you're happy, I'm going to stick that down as well. So fairly tightish, so it doesn't sag, and then I'm going to put that onto my cardstock. Tombow glue does come out in a hurry, and it's a matter of just trying to control it really, but when it's new it's quite quick. So I put that a little bit lower than I would have liked, but I'm just going to make a little bow, and then after that I'm going to get a little glue dot You should have a few little glue dots in your pack. You roll it around, it's sort of a disc shape. Roll it around so that it's a bit thinner. Pop it onto your knotted area, and then it doesn't splay out too much and stick to other things. I'm going to put this to the side, I think. Collect it together and then put it to the side. So that's that, and then this little scalloped red and the white disc I'm going to stick together. And then it's a case of mounting your little Christmas tree onto your scalloped bit. So you've got 3 Christmas trees. So what you need to do is you need to score down the middle. Now this is taken from the punch, and the Christmas tree punch, and it's just so lovely and easy. This is from last year, and it's made a return this year. It's really, I've used it so many times. It's such a lovely Christmas tree, but you can see that it's actually asymmetrical. It's not equal on both sides. So when you score it, I'm going to show you how to score it in a minute. You're going to find the edge and you can glue that together. And while that's gluing together, I'm going to show you how to score it. And then with the last one, I will show you how to glue the last bit together. So that takes just a few seconds. I'm going to put that to one side. I'm going to show you how to score with your trimmer, how to score this little Christmas tree. So you get to the top of the Christmas tree into that little section of your trimmer, and the bottom, the middle of the base, don't forget to get this cutter out of the way, because you don't want that. You want the scorer, and the scorer is the lighter scoring tool on here. So it's a little bit tricky this, but you get the idea that it's going to be hard to actually score it. Just do it gently, and there you go. You then fold it. Now with this, you're going to want to stick it there, but you can see that that is not going to work because of the shape of the tree. But if you fold it the other way, you'll find it will work, and it will fit exactly. If you can see that, it fits exactly. So whatever way doesn't work, just fold it the other way, and then you're going to glue that bit together. Remember which way I did it now. Forgotten. Nope, that way. There we go. So the Tombow, it'll It will work. It's very strong, very good glue. And then you're going to open it up so that is your little 3D tree. Make sure it glues down the bottom as well. So wait a few seconds and it will be done. And then you're going to put your glue onto these two bits. You turn it around, you're going to put your glue onto that bit, so it's going to be flat. So I'm going to put that there. Where is it? There. Put my glue onto here. Try not to go too near the edges because the glue will splodge over and it will ruin your card. So you need to pop the glue into the middle a bit more. So then you take your piece of scalloped circle and then you're going to pop it on here, glue it where you think you would like it to go, and then just make sure it's glued well, stuck down. I need to put a little gem at the top. And then I am going to put it flat against that. I'm not going to put it on dimensionals. Whatever tools you see here, you know you can always order from me if you want to. And then you've got one of these lovely shaped die cuts. You need to put your own sentiment on there. And then I'm going to put that down there. So I'm just going to put it on with wet glue. Then I'm going to pop that down there. And put a little glue dot. Glue dot? Not a glue dot. A little gem. So that is your fourth card. So now onto the more complicated card, but such a lot of fun. So at the base of your box, I've left the best till last. You've got 5 of these A4 square bits of paper, and then you've got some lovely DSP to go with it. Now it's a bit of cutting with this, so I thought I could cut it for you, but it's actually really good for you to do it yourself, because then you will know how to do it next time. So you've got to get this to 8 by 8 inches. So find your 8 on your tool, and you're not scoring, so take your scorer away, and you're using the cutter, so cut up there. And also you'll have all this card stock left, which might be quite nice for you to use it. So then you're going to cut at 4 inches. Hold on a minute. Have I done that by 8? No. So let me just do that by 8. That's 8. Is that 8? No. Right, Right, so you need 8 by 8 cardstock, and then you need to cut that at 4 inches. That's your 4 by 4, 4 by 8. That's your 4 by 8. And I've made a little mistake there, but I only need half of this, so that's 4, and then I need to turn it the other side because I need this to be a 4 by 4. I don't need that bit of cardstock. You then need to score this. So make sure you take your cutter away. We don't need that bit. We need your scoring tool. So your scoring tool, you need with the long piece at the top, the bigger piece of the 2 cards, you want to score it at 4 inches. Find your 4 inches, put it up to the top, and then score. You then want to score from this point to that point. Yes, that's right, I'm thinking. So that point to the base, you want to score again. That point at the top to the base, you want to line it up in your little track here, remembering to not use the cutter, just the scorer. So you have something that looks like that. You've then got a 4 by 4, and you want to do exactly the same with that, a diagonal score from the top to the bottom in your track. Don't take away your cutter, out of the way, score down, so you've got a score like that. Right, so put that to one side for the moment. While we've got the cutter out, the trimmer, we can do our little cutting of our DSP. Now you could use that side, but I'm going to use this side. It's got a nice little red bit in it. So remember that you, looking at the original, you're going to put your DSP on these triangles, certain triangles, not all of the triangles, but you're going to cover it. So that looking at that, it's got to be slightly smaller, these triangles. So if we think that is a 4 by 4, I'm going to do it so that it's a 3 3/4. And I'm going to cut 3 3/4. There. And then I'm going to cut this time this triangle, this square, into 2 triangles. So not the scoring tool, the darker one. I'm going to cut this into 2 triangles. Can't get it off. So this should fit with just a little border like that. And then I need 2 more triangles. So this is not big enough. I have given you some more pieces. So I then need to do that again. So 3 3/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches. So that's that little line here. 3 3/4 inches. And then I'm going to cut the top to the bottom. you've got 2 triangles. So I'm finished with that now. I'm going to put that away. So you are left with this. This piece and this piece. Now eventually what it's going to do is once you've stuck the DSP on, you're going to glue that onto there. But I'm going to stick the DSP on first. You've got 4 triangles and the DSP on the larger piece goes into these 2 outer corners. On the outer edge you've got the scored bit in the middle and that goes on the outer edge. So glue it down. Use your bone folder. If you haven't got your bone folder, your finger will do, but I quite like the bone folder, it's quite good. And then this, same with that one. Just trying to not get glue on your hands. Oh, there we go. So that's that one. Now this one, we're going to put it on both sides. Put a little bit there. Same on this one. And you will see it all coming together shortly. And it's just such a fun card. I love it. I think I do it every year. So then you've got the score in the middle down here. So you've got your scoring there. I'm going to just burnish these while I can. Nice crisp edge where you have done those diagonal scores, and then you want to keep that there. I'm going to fold this as well, because the thing is with this, it all becomes thicker and thicker because you're adding layers and layers on it. So the more you burnish, the better it will be. So you've got this line, score line coming down the middle, and you want to line that score line up with that. So once, and it's ideal to have the wet glue because the wet glue gives you a little bit of time to position it properly. So when you have put the wet glue on, just have a quick glance and make sure these lines are lined up. So, and when you put that on, also, you don't want to put it all to the edge here, because that is going to show, and you're going to have glue where you don't want it. So you need to make sure you put the glue in the upper part of that square, because that's where it's going to go, and not here if you were going to glue this bit. Okay, so I'm going to put it up there, and that should be enough. So I'm going to make sure I line it all up. I'm not going over those bends because that still needs to bend. That needs to bend there. And I'm just having a quick flick of the back, line it up with that fold there, because it's going to have to bend all of this. So You've got a few seconds before that glue dries, and then you can wiggle it around until you're happy with it. And that's it. So you can see how it's taking shape now. And then this is going to come around and go like that. So now that I've realised that that is not enough glue, but that's fine. I can put a bit of glue here and make sure that that's stuck down. Use your bone folder. You want a nice good edge, because as you're folding it you'll realise that some bits are not glued down properly. See, I've smudged that now. What can I use? You had a tissue or something. It's coming away. So then you're going to, you want it to hold into position there. So I have given you some little Velcro strips. Somewhere. I haven't given myself some for here. You've got a little pack of Velcro. So what you need to do is cut some off, and that's what's going to hold it together. So you need a fluffy end and the one that sticks to it. Now this is quite strong, and the problem is with it, it sometimes could take the paper off, so you need to just be careful when you're undoing it to actually put your finger there and gently coax it off, because otherwise it will take the paper off. So as it's going around, you're going to, that's going to be the back, so you want your sentiment really to be here. So you've then got a few little sprigs using the, I've used the sprig punch, which is really, I've got so much use out of this. I love it. So I've got my sentiment already on. Right, as with this, I've mounted that onto the scalloped bit. Now with this as well, you are going, it's going to fold flat in the envelope. I've got an envelope somewhere to show you. Where's my envelope gone? It was here. Anyway, I can't find the envelope. Right, so the envelope obviously is this fits right in the envelope, and when you put your sentiment on, it's going to, that's your back and that's your front. So when you pop that on, that's going to come off, and you don't want it overhanging too much on the edge. So let's put it on and then I can show you what I mean. So I'm going to put that on here. The sprigs could either go in the back or in between, but you've got too dark and too light sprigs. So I'm going to put a bit of glue there. I've got to try and imagine where this is going to go, because I don't want to put the glue on the wrong place. So if it's going to go there, I think what I'm going to do is put glue onto my sprigs first. So I can see where it's all going to be in position. And then get a slight picture of where this one's going to go. So that is going to go down there. That one I might need a bit more glue on. So this is a little bit more fiddly, but it's such fun and everybody loves receiving these. So this is sort of kept not too much splaying out, because that otherwise that is going to be a little bit of a problem when you get it into your envelope. So put that on there. And then this bit, once you're happy with everything, you're then going to get your little Velcro and you're going to take the sticky back plastic off there and off that one. Keep them together and then they're going to stick there, and then once you're happy with the closure, you're going to just close it and it's going to hopefully stick. Give it a little push, glue together, and as I said before, just make sure that it doesn't stick too much. There we go. So when you give your card, you'll probably just need to write a little note in the card saying how you actually glue this together once they've opened it. So I'm just going to finish it off with some little gems. And there we go. 5 designs and 5 cards, so 25 in total, and I hope you have fun. Hope to see you next time, and Merry Christmas! Happy stamping, crafters! If you like this video, please click the like button below and please subscribe and select the bell icon to all to receive notifications of when I upload. Thank you.